The other thing that we've found to be extremely helpful is this idea of grounding. Um, so it's literally getting your bare skin in contact with the natural earth surface. So like any electrical plug you see in the outlet, you have the two prongs and you got that third hole in the bottom. Like that third hole in the bottom thing it's a grounding plug. So within electricity in a building, it's always seen as really important to have a way to rebalance the electrical charges and have a way to dissipate any like excess electricity that's not supposed to be there into the earth. So again, whenever they're building buildings, they have a grounding system. Pretty much any plug in it has a grounding system. As human beings, again, we like shoes are in the grand scheme of things like a pretty new invention for human beings too. Like we like literally just used to walk around barefoot all day, right? So we had this constant connection to the earth. And we don't usually think about it, but we are electroconductive beings. So that's why it's not a good idea for you to stick your finger in the toaster when it's on because you get electrocuted because our bodies actually pass electricity really easily. And electricity at its core is this flow of electrons, right? So the Earth again is actually just the mass that it has and also the characteristics that it has. It's actually a very electrical entity as well. And so touching your bare skin to an earth surface is actually a super easy way to ground yourself electrically. So if you're in excess electrons, then it's going to go down to you'll be able to have that back and forth with the earth where you're going to be able to balance out and vice versa. So I think in this like bath of artificial electromagnetic frequencies we have, I think a lot of our body's electrical systems get thrown off quite a bit. I think a lot of people are very depleted of electrons. And I think, again, there's a lot of things that get thrown off with that. And so literally being able to contact a natural earth surface is a really easy way to hit the reset button on what your body's doing electrically on any given day. And the cool thing about electricity is it works really quickly, right? Like it doesn't take long for you to get electrocuted if you stick your finger in the toaster. It doesn't take a whole lot of time for there to be a back and forth to get a reset electrically if you can get to a good grounding. Just anything that's good at grounding. And again, the natural earth surface is probably one of the biggest resources that we have that we never take advantage of. Like most people don't spend a whole lot of time outside. Even for the people that do, we usually got rubber soled shoes on, which are like one of the greatest insulators on earth, where there's no back and forth in terms of being able to ground electrically. So I think it's important for everyone to be able to. And again, when I first heard about this, I mean, man, it sounds like so woo woo. Like, touch the natural, like get grounded to the earth, man. But again, the more that you recognize that the human body does run on electrons, like electrons are the energy currency of the body. We run our whole energy system off something called the electron transport chain. Our nervous system is literally bioelectric wires. We're sending electrical signals. It's called an electrical potential. Like we need to step into this realm more because we always get talked about like we're just these like gasoline robots or something like that, where if you just put some gas in the tank, you're going to run and then just like keep eating the right gas and you're going to be good to go. So of course we need to eat food, but there's a huge electrical component to the human body. And understanding some of those basics of how electricity works is super important. So yeah, I think if we're completely bathed in these artificial electrical frequencies, it's even more important for you to get to be able to hit that reset button. So I don't think in that case, like short of building like a lead box around your bed or something like that, it's very hard to block an incoming electromagnetic frequency. Like it literally goes through brick, it goes through wall, like it really penetrates a lot. So for you to be like be able to build a bubble where no electromagnetic frequencies coming in, I don't think it's very realistic. And then even if you did do that, the second you wanted to leave your house, you'd be back in it kind of thing. So I think more so of recognizing like, hey, it's probably even more important for me to be able to hit the reset button on this. I think would be more of my focus in that situation. And so again, grounding was one of those things that just sounded like such BS when I first heard about it. And I was just like, the more I did it, the more I was just shocked. And then the more I started thinking about the science and like how the human body works, like it has started to make more and more sense over time to the point now where I'm like, why the hell is more people not talking about this or using this? Like again, I was taking like thousands of dollars worth of supplements, and I could have stepped outside and put my feet on the ground and probably got more benefit than all those supplements combined. So from that perspective, there's a bunch of products out there. I feel like I'm pretty hesitant on a lot of them, and I've heard of like these grounding mats and everything, but then I've also heard like if you're kind of around dirty electricity, or if that like if the building isn't electrically wired perfectly, then you can start to kind of get like a negative electrical signal through the grounding mat kind of thing. So I don't know. I haven't really played around with it or tried it too much. I know there's a bunch of different things out there. But again, I think just at least to be having this conversation of like, hey, this matters, and what do we do next about it? I think that's a really cool place to start.